What's up, guys? Wolf of the Fell-Handed here, bringing you the Art of the Leo Part 5. We are on Prokravaca. Team Destruction. The greens have the northern spawn, the reds have the southern spawn. Now, your one takeaway needs to be, on this board, is not to rush things. Don't push the issue. This is a very slow board. You want to take this board very slow. If you push, you will be ended. It is a guarantee. It is a foregone conclusion. If you go ham on this board, you will be shit on by every tank. You probably will be shit on by tanks and other boards. You need to be very, very careful, because what you have is, you have the reds posting up at K1, you have the reds posting up at K8 on the tracks. So what you have is a crossfire. Now, when you pull up to scout the middle, you may be hull down from those guys, the other mediums down in the little trench there, but you're not hull down from the guys camping those two locations. And what they're going to do, they're more or less going to be making straight shots into your section. So you need to be very, very careful. You need to always stay moving. You need to make your movements as unpredictable as possible. Now, another good location that you can utilize this tank in is the dish there. Everybody knows what the dish is. It's right there at F2. You go to the dish, you get down in there, you're at a decent enough area where you can actually spot some things, and you may even have a little bit of cover depending on how high up the reds have went. Now, this tank is an assist monster with its monstrous view range of 410 meters. So right now, I'm trying to motivate my team to shoot some of the targets I've lit up. I've got a number of assist damage markers right there, right off the gate, and I'm putting fire on somebody moving up on my position. You know, you always want to keep this tank moving, and here shortly is a perfect example of me pulling up too far and the reds getting an eye level shot at me. See this right here? I'm going to take a few rounds, and you've got guys on the track and you've got guys at K1, and they're going to dump on my location. And there's not a whole lot I can do about it, because I think I'm hull down from them. Lo and behold, I'm not. So you have to be very careful. And you know, this is, you don't want to trade in this tank. And of course, in this particular instance, I wasn't necessarily trading. I just got shot. But you know, you may not even know where you're being shot from. So you know, back off. Break contact, let your camo kick in, then cut out. You know, you've got to have 6th sense. Don't do anything without, with 6th sense on. You know, post up, and then when it goes off, get the hell out of there. So right now, in this case, my 6th sense went back on. I'm immediately heading for this trench to get lower than eye level there, so the reds cannot see me. They can't see you, they can't shoot you. So, we've taken considerable health, almost half, just off a small volley there. So we're not quite in health conservation mode yet, but we are quickly nearing it. Now, if you will look at the map, the reds are pushing, what is that, the H0 area, the hill essentially. We need to shut this down as soon as possible. And a good medium driver, a good Leopard 1 driver, watches the tactical map non-stop, knows what's going on. Battle is fluid. You're in a fluid situation here. You need to make the most of your, environment, your tank, what have you. I'm trying to teach you guys to use everything you have to your advantage, and right now that's exactly what we're doing. And, even situational awareness, not even the skill, your personal situational awareness is something you need to use for the full advantage. Now, this right here is a perfect example of keeping a cool head. I'm low health, I'm a one-shot, and I've said over and over and over, in a medium tank, not even the Leo, you need to keep a cool head. And that's what I'm doing. I'm very calm, I'm shooting at very close range, I have a high penetrating gun, and I'm being just very calculating, and that ended up getting me out of that situation. So we took an IS-7 down from however much health he had to dead. So now we are definitely in health conservation mode. We are running for the hills. Fuck the shit. We're going to go post up somewhere and hide. Typically, my secondary is around the C1 area. You post up there. You can still shoot the middle things, the reds, or excuse me, the green spot. You don't want to go too far away, but at the same time, you want to make sure you're out of harm's way. I notice on the map at this time that one of our guys has almost pushed their spawn. So it was this time I decided, instead of posting up at C1, I'm going to push. Because now that I think about it, if I post up at C1, there's not going to be anything for me to shoot at if we have a green down there in their spawn. So the idea here is for me to run down there and then left stick it, go up the hill, and look over there at the F7 area and fire on some of those tanks at their rear. You know, maybe some of them are one-shots. We can see what we can do. We've got a highly accurate gun. We've got them spotted. Let's go up here and see if we can't do some damage. But at the same time, we don't want to receive any damage because we are indeed a one-shot, you know, from anything on the board. So we've got a Jagdpanzer right here. We managed to put one in his lower plate, and this gun is just an absolute tack driver. Cannot say enough good things about it. And you know, you need to use it to your advantage. You need to snipe. It's not necessarily a close-in tank, although it can be, but if you can fire on tanks from a range, that is what you need to do. You need to engage tanks from a range. And you know, right now in this situation, I'm being spotted. I'm being lit up. And you know, if you are low health like I am, you don't want to take any risks. Absolutely no risks. You know, if you look at the scoreboard, it's more than likely we're going to win, and you want to bump up your survival rate. You know, you don't want to have your survival rate go down. So you know, you think to yourself, okay, I've got this many pins, I've got this many kills. If nothing else happens this game, I will have survived. We're going to most likely win. You know, I did some decent damage, and that's how you need to think of it. You need to think of it in terms of a numbers game. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're not taking any risky shots. I don't know where that round went. We're shooting at a Centurion. I don't really know what he's doing. I guess he's just making the rounds. It's whatever. Anyway, you know, when you're low health like this, you just need to be extremely cautious. And that's more or less what we're doing. You want to play it by ear, essentially, but at the same time, you want to keep a close eye on your tactical map in the bottom right hand corner. As you can see, we've got two guys there in the middle, opposite side of the tracks. The other one here we spotted up on top of this hill. So right now we're going to go up here and we're going to see if we can't go for the kill. And the idea here is I'm just going to spot him and let everybody else do the work. Because if I spot him and he's looking at me and I tip over, he's going to put a round in me and most likely kill me. And like I said before, we're not about that dying life. Let somebody else die. Let the greens die. We're not into dying. So put a round in there, finish that guy off. Moving forward here. And, you know, you need to just be very, very cautious. I mean, we're in the thick here. And, you know, for the most part, we're very safe. But at the same time, you know, death can come very quickly. If somebody sees a tree knocked over, they will blind fire at you. And I have been blind fired and killed by knocking a tree over. Not by artillery, by someone just straight shooting. They will do it. The good players have a good idea where you're at, and they'll put rounds on you. So you just have to be very cautious. So lo and behold, this guy's actually headed for the hills over here, literally. And you know, we're using someone else to spot. You know, we're very long range, but we're making very good use of the gun here. We go ahead and put a round in him there. Somebody else finishes him off. So you know, all around it was a good game. Guys, thank you for watching The Art of the Bat 5. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.